Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter and welcome to my Yokai Hunter series, where I'll be taking a look at the lore behind some of the yokai that appear in Team Ninja's upcoming game called Nioh. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at the sexy yet deadly Hinoenma. Hinoenma's design is heavily inspired by the picture of her in the Ehon Hyaku Monogatari, or in English, the Picture Book of 100 Stories. This is a collection of images of Japanese ghosts, monsters, and spirits that was created by the artist Takehara Shunsen. It was published in 1841 and has had a huge effect on how various yokai are depicted. Hinoenma was in the first volume. The description reads roughly, "She has a face of beauty, but beware, she is deadly. Night after night she appears. She sucks the blood of men, then eventually kills them." Nice. She's a yokai created to sort of encapsulate the idea of a beautiful woman who could bring down an entire dynasty. This is also a very classic theme in ancient China. Let's take a look at the name Hinoenma. Hi means to fly, or something that flies. En represents the connections and fates of individuals, and Ma just means an evil spirit. So you could say that the name literally means a flying demon who negatively affects one's connections with others. Indeed, men seduced by Hinoenma will quickly find their families and worlds around them destroyed before they eventually die themselves. Hinoenma was also created from the superstition about women born in the year of the fire horse, or in Japanese, the Hinoenma. There's a very famous story that's actually quite sad that started this superstition in Japan called Yaoya Oshichi. Literally, the greengrocer Oshichi. Oshichi is said to have been born in or around the year 1666. She lived in Edo and her family ran a grocery. In 1683, a massive fire broke out in Edo in which over 3,000 people lost their lives and many lost their homes. Her family survived, but their home was also destroyed, so they lived at a temple as the efforts to rebuild went on. It was there in the temple that she met and fell desperately in love with a temple worker called Ikuta Shonosuke. Once her family had rebuilt their home, however, they had to leave the temple. Young and in love, Oshichi was desperate to see her love again and came up with the idea that if she set a fire to her family house, then she'd be able to stay at the temple and be with him again. The fire was quickly put out after she started it and she was arrested for arson. Because she was over the age of 15, she was tried as an adult and burned at the stake for her crime. Since it's said, however still slightly debated, that she was born in the year 1666, it became superstition that women born during this year of the fire horse would bring about disaster. Funny enough, in the year 1966, which was the last year of the fire horse for their second millennium, Japan saw a 25% decrease in children born apparently. The third millennium and the next year of the fire horse is 2026, and then it will continue for quite some time over once every 60 years. I think Hinoenma is a great example of some of the more obscure and colorful yokai that Team Ninja are pulling into their dark Japanese RPG Nioh. While I can't imagine this boss has much of a story if at all, the backstory if you look at Japanese history is actually quite interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed this little look at the lore behind Hinoenma. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, please subscribe if you haven't already, and until next time, happy hunting.